Thank you, Seattle Group. One of Ramana's favorite traditional spiritual works was the Ribhu Gita. The Ribhu Gita forms the sixth section of the Sanskrit work known as Shiva Rahasya. It is the teachings of Lord Shiva on Mount Kailash to his devotee Ribhu, from whom the Gita derives its name. Ramana often referred to the Ribhu Gita in his talks with devotees and seekers, and he is reported to have said that if one repeatedly read chapter 26 of the Ribhu Gita, one could pass into samadhi spontaneously, or the natural state of self-realization. Ramana's first attendant, Palani Swami, brought a copy of Ribhu Gita to Bhagavan's attention for the first time. It is reported that later in life, Bhagavan related how surprised he was at the time to hear an exact description of his own state recited in the Ribhu Gita, and that it had been experienced by others and was the bliss of the self sought after by all true seekers. On this 125th anniversary of the advent of Bhagavan to Arunachala, this chapter, the Ribhu Gita, and chapter 26 has a personal significance for me. It is his stories, like his affection of Echamal or Sampurnama and other beings who didn't think very highly of themselves, or who thought that they were, maybe the spiritual truths were too high for them to attain. So I consider myself in that category. And so this story is very dear to me, that Sri Ramana gave a copy of Ribhu Gita to Sampurnama, who worked in the ashram kitchen, and asked her to study it. She considered it to be a difficult text, which was accessible only to Pandits with sufficient learning to understand it, and therefore asked Bhagavan to excuse her from it. Bhagavan replied, "It does not matter that you don't understand. It will still be of great benefit to you." It does not matter that you do not understand. It will still be of great benefit to you. Bhagavan gave another wonderful piece of bhakti-soaked advice to Sampurnama. You must cover your vegetables when you cook them. Then only will they keep their flavor and be fit for food. It is the same with the mind. You must put a lid over it and let it simmer quietly. Then only does a man become food fit for God to eat. So what Ramana did, he has 6 main points that he distilled from chapter 26 of Ribhu Gita. I will read those first, and then with the remaining time, I will select a few other passages to read from chapter 26. Number 1, the concept I am the body is the sentient inner organ, that is the mind. It is also the illusory samsara. It is the source of all groundless fears. If there is no trace of it at all, everything will be found to be Brahman. 2, the concept I am the body is the primal ignorance. It is known as the firm knot of the heart, Hridaya Granthi. It gives rise to the concepts of existence and non-existence. If there is no trace of it at all, everything will be found to be Brahman. 3, Jiva is a concept. God, the world, the mind, desires, action, sorrow, and all other things are all concepts. 4, the mind is unreal. It is like a magic show. It is the son of a barren woman. It is absolutely non-existent. Since there is no mind, there are no concepts, no guru, no disciple, no world, no jiva. All concepts are really Brahman. 5, the body, etc., are only concepts. Hearing, reasoning, contemplating are concepts. Self-inquiry is a concept. All other things are also concepts. Concepts give rise to the world, the jivas, and God. There is nothing whatsoever except concepts. Everything is in truth Brahman. 6. Abiding without concepts is in the undifferentiated state, is inherence in Brahman. It is wisdom, it is liberation, it is the natural state of Sahaja, it is Brahman, it is Shiva. If there is no concept at all, everything will be found to be Brahman. And now few of the verses from chapter 26, beginning with the first. I shall now expound to you the method of inhering in the all-inclusive and undifferentiated reality. This teaching is secret and difficult to understand even with the help of the various scriptures. Even celestial beings and practitioners of spiritual discipline who hold it dear acquire it only with great difficulty. Follow what I say, and inhering in reality, be happy. 2. My son, realized sages say that absolute inherence in reality means becoming one with the immutable, tranquil, non-dual, absolute supreme being, which is existence, consciousness, bliss, and the self of all, and making the wandering mind one with it, like the proverbial milk and water, absolutely free from all concepts. 3. When one scrutinizes this variety of manifestation, one realizes that it does not really exist, and that everything is the undifferentiated absolute supreme being, which is not different from the self. Let this knowledge become firm with you by constant practice. Then, discarding everything, become one with the supreme absolute reality, and remaining as that, be happy. 4. Abide as that which does not, when scrutinized, show any duality in the form of these various objects or the least trace of cause and effect. That in which, when the mind is absorbed, there is no fear of duality, and be always happy, unshakable, and free from the fear arising from duality. 5. Abide as that in which there are neither thoughts nor fancies, neither peace nor self-control, neither the mind nor the intellect, neither confusion nor certainty, neither being nor non-being, and no perception of duality. Be always happy, unshakable, and absolutely free from the fear arising from duality. Abide as that in which there is neither any defect nor good quality, neither pleasure nor pain, neither thought nor silence, neither misery nor austerities practiced for getting rid of misery, no I am the body idea, no objects of perception whatsoever. Be always happy, free from all traces of thought. 7. Abide as that in which there is no work, physical, mental, verbal, or of any other kind, neither sin nor virtue, neither attachment nor its consequences, and be always happy, free from all traces of thought. 8. Abide as that in which there are neither thoughts nor thinker, neither the arising nor the preservation nor the dissolution of the world, nothing whatsoever at any time, and be always happy, free from all traces of thought. 9. Abide as that in which there is neither the self-limiting power of illusion, nor its effects, neither knowledge nor ignorance, neither separate soul nor Lord of creation, neither being nor non-being, neither world nor God, and be always happy, free from all traces of thought. Abide as that in which there are no gods and their worship, none of the three divine aspects of creator, preserver, and destroyer, or meditation on them, no supreme formless God, nor meditation on him, and be always happy without the least trace of thought. Abide as that in which there is neither maturing bondage to the way of good works, nor searching devotion to the divine, nor self-knowing wisdom, no fruit of action to be enjoyed, no supreme state separate from it, no means of attainment or object to be attained, and be always happy, free from all traces of thought. Abide is that in which there is neither desire nor anger, neither greed nor delusion, neither ill will nor pride, no impurities of mind, no false notions of bondage or liberation, and be always happy, free from all traces of thought. Abide is that in which there is no beginning or end, no top or bottom or middle, no holy place or God, no gifts or pious acts, no time or space, no objects of perception, and be always happy, free from all traces of thought. Abide is that in which there are no holy scriptures or sacred books, no one who thinks, no objection or answer to it, no theory to be established, no theory to be rejected, nothing other than oneself, and be always happy, free from the least trace of thought. Abide is that on realizing and experiencing the bliss of which all joys appear to be the joys of that which, when clearly known to be oneself, shows there is nothing apart from oneself, and knowing which, all kinds of separate souls become liberated, and be always happy without the least trace of thought. Abide is that, on realizing which to be oneself, there is nothing else to be known. Everything becomes already known, and every purpose accomplished, and be always happy without the least trace of thought. Abide is that which is attained easily when one is convinced that one is not different from the Supreme Absolute. That which results when that conviction becomes firm is the experience of the supreme bliss of the real, that which produces a sense of incomparable and complete satisfaction when the mind is absorbed in it, and be always happy without the least trace of thought. Abide is that which leads to the complete cessation of misery when the mind is absorbed in it, and the extinction of all ideas of I, you, and another, and the disappearance of all differences, and be always happy without the least trace of thought. Abide is that in which, when the mind is absorbed in it, one remains without a second. Nothing other than oneself is seen to exist, and incomparable bliss is experienced, and be always happy without the least trace of thought. Abide is that which is undifferentiated existence, undifferentiated consciousness, undifferentiated bliss, absolutely non-dual, the undifferentiated absolute reality, and with the firm conviction that you are that, be always happy. Abide is that which is I, as well as you, as well as everyone else, is the basis of all, is one without anything else whatsoever, is extremely pure, the undifferentiated whole, and with the firm conviction that you are that, be always happy. Abide is that in which there are no concepts or anything else whatsoever. The ego ceases to exist. All desires disappear. The mind becomes extinct, and all confusions come to an end. And with the firm conviction that you are that, be always happy. Abide is that in which there is no awareness of the body or the various functions of manifest existence, no perception of objects, that in which the mind is dead, the soul becomes one with the reality, thoughts dissolved, and even one's convictions no longer hold, and with the firm conviction that you are that, be always happy. Abide is that in which, when one is completely merged with it, one experiences pure bliss, never experiences misery, sees nothing, does not take birth again, never thinks oneself to be a separate individual, becomes the supreme being, and with the conviction that you are that, be always happy. Therefore, attaining purity of mind by constantly thinking that everything that is known is the supreme being, and that supreme being is oneself, and thereafter abiding in the state of complete identity with the absolute reality, liberation can be attained here and now. I have spoken the truth. In this manner, sage Ribu expounded the true and full state of being to his disciple, Nidhaga. Thank you, and I turn it over to Vancouver.